The Rothschild family, rise of the world's most powerful dynasty. For over 200 years, one name has echoed through the world of finance, politics, and power: the Rothschilds. To some, they are visionaries who built modern banking. To others, they are a mysterious dynasty pulling the strings behind global events. But how did one family, starting from a cramped ghetto in Frankfurt, rise to become the most powerful financial empire the world had ever seen? The story begins in 1744, when Mayer Amschel Rothschild was born in the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt, Germany. Life was harsh. Jews faced heavy restrictions, banned from many professions, confined to narrow streets, and subject to constant prejudice. Yet Mayer had a sharp mind for numbers and opportunity. He trained as a money changer and soon gained a reputation for dealing in rare coins. His reputation for honesty and skill earned him the trust of wealthy clients, including Prince Wilhelm of Hesse, one of the richest men in Europe. Mayer learned a vital lesson early: true wealth wasn't about holding gold but controlling credit and trust. That insight would transform not just his family, but the world. Mayer had 5 sons. Instead of keeping them close, he devised a revolutionary strategy. He sent each one to a different European capital to establish banks: Amschel in Frankfurt, Solomon in Vienna, Nathan in London, Karl in Naples, and James in Paris. Together, they became known as the 5 Arrows. Each branch was independent, but all were bound by absolute loyalty to the family. Their communication was swift, secretive, and decades ahead of its time. When money needed to cross borders, the Rothschilds could do it faster and safer than any rival. They had created the first true international banking network. The Napoleonic Wars became the family's turning point. Armies needed weapons, governments needed money, and chaos reigned across Europe. Nathan Rothschild, who ran the London branch, used his network of couriers and agents to gather intelligence faster than anyone else. After the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, Nathan famously knew of Napoleon's defeat a full day before the British government. Armed with this knowledge, he made bold moves on the London Stock Exchange, securing massive profits and cementing his reputation. By financing armies, loans, and even governments themselves, the Rothschilds had become indispensable. Kings and ministers might win battles, but it was the Rothschilds who paid for them. With peace restored, the family turned to construction, railways, and infrastructure. They financed rail lines in France, Austria, and Germany, connecting cities like never before. They invested in mining, steel, and even the Suez Canal, linking Europe to Asia. By mid-century, their combined wealth was unmatched. The Rothschilds weren't just bankers anymore, they were builders of modern Europe. At their height, they were considered the richest family in the world. Their mansions glittered across Europe, their influence stretched from London to Vienna, and their word could sway markets overnight. But such dominance also brought suspicion. Whispers claimed the Rothschilds secretly controlled nations, manipulated wars, and orchestrated events behind the scenes.
For you gotta fight! Fight for yourselves! Fight for our people!
Mama, I have to cheat the tax collector before my own children.
So work and strive for money. Money is power. Money is the only weapon that the Jew has to defend himself with. Oh, Mama!
You are 5 brothers. I want you each to start a banking business in a different country. One to go and open a house in Paris, one in Vienna, one in London. Choose the most important centers. In your day, there will be many wars in Europe. And nations that have money to transport will come to the Rothschilds because it will be safe.
Papa, you mustn't talk anymore. The doctor...
I'm giving advice to our sons, Mama, that the doctor cannot give. Remember, unity is strength. All your lives you must stand by one another. No one brother must be allowed to fail while another brother succeeds. Your 5 banking houses may cover Europe, but you will be one firm, one family, the Rothschilds.
Conspiracy theories flourished, some rooted in envy, others in anti-Semitism. Stories circulated that they financed both sides of wars or that they secretly owned the world's central banks. While exaggerated, these tales had a kernel of truth. The Rothschilds did have unprecedented influence. They proved that wealth, strategy, and information could rival the power of kings and generals. By the late 19th and 20th centuries, the world changed. New banking giants emerged in America, families like the Morgans and Rockefellers. Wars destroyed monarchies and redrew borders. Governments began creating their own centralized banking systems. The Rothschild empire didn't collapse, but it was no longer unrivaled. The family quietly shifted focus to more discreet ventures: wine production, mining, philanthropy, and private banking. Their fortune remained immense, but their presence became far less public. Today, the Rothschilds remain symbols of wealth and secrecy. Their influence may not be as absolute as in the 19th century, but their legacy is undeniable. They pioneered international banking, financed revolutions in industry, and left behind a dynasty unlike any other. Please do well to like, share and subscribe.